Hi, in this short tutorial, you will learn what is one-point perspective and how to recognize if a painting has one-point perspective or not. Um, One-point perspective is a mathematical system artists use to show depth in a painting involving drawing a horizon line, a vanishing point, and orthogonal lines. It's also called linear perspective and scientific perspective. Now, in this drawing, I have pointed out the vanishing point, the horizon line, and the orthogonal lines. A vanishing point can be more than just one dot on a page. It can be an entire area, like this sun here. It can be the vanishing point area. The horizon line always runs horizontally through the painting or drawing, and often it will cross the vanishing point area. The orthogonal lines are usually architectural details or geographical details that line up geometrically, and even with a straight edge or a ruler you can use to line them up, and they will cross the vanishing point. So as you can tell, this box here, the lines on this box line up with the vanishing point, as well as the path here and the river. The edges of the river lead right into the vanishing point. Now, in this famous painting, of course, by Da Vinci, The Last Supper, this is a one-point perspective painting. You can see the tops of these doorways. They all line up, and if you took your ruler out and put it up to the computer screen, you would see that they all line up and head right into the vanishing point area, which is right here, right above Christ's head. Look at the details in the ceiling here. These lines also line up with the vanishing point here. And in this painting, which you have already seen in your class, has the horizon line here, the vanishing point in back, and the details of this palazzo in the pavings and the stairway, they all line up with the vanishing point area here. Now, what do you think? Do either of these paintings have one-point perspective? And remember, you can ask yourself, is there a vanishing point? Is there a horizon line? Is there or are there orthogonal lines that line up to the vanishing point? So if we look at the Japanese woodblock print, we can clearly see there are lines, orthogonal lines, that point right into the vanishing point, straight back in the painting. You've got lines on the ceiling, the wall, the floor. All of these things clearly point to a vanishing point and a horizon line in the back there. Now, Las Meninas, what do you think? Is this a one-point perspective? We do see a doorway that mimics a vanishing point, right? Our eye is drawn to that doorway, the light in the doorway. But are there orthogonal lines that line up with that vanishing point back there? Is there a horizon line somewhere that lines up? And no, there are no orthogonal lines, and there is no horizon line either that clearly shows us that this is a one-point perspective painting. So no on Las Meninas and yes on the Japanese woodblock print. And what about these two paintings? Do either of them have one-point perspective? Is there a vanishing point? Is there a horizon line? Are there orthogonal lines? If we look at the still life here, you could consider the horizon line as the back of the table where it meets the wall. That could be considered a horizon line, but there are no orthogonal lines. There is no vanishing point. This is simply a still life. This painting here, there are definitely orthogonal lines in the architectural details, right? Just lining it up with your eye, just looking at it, you can see that these buildings the lines are leading into this vanishing point area. Yes, so yes, there are orthogonal lines. There is a vanishing point and there is a horizon line right through here. So this one is definitely one point perspective. And what about these two paintings? These are a little tricky to figure out. But if you take a look at this and on your first impression you say, yes, both of them have one point perspective, you are correct. Both of these have one point perspective. The lower painting is an indoor scene and clearly it has many architectural details that lead with orthogonal lines right into the vanishing point area, which is right in the back of the room. And if you chose this painting above as having one point perspective, you are correct. It's a little more difficult to find all the elements that tell you it is a one point perspective, but they are there. The orthogonal lines you can clearly see through the banister. The tops of the banisters lead into the vanishing area here. And some of these buildings in the background do have orthogonal lines that again lead into the vanishing point area. And this building on the left has more obvious orthogonal lines leading into the vanishing point. So this one, yes, is one point perspective. And another clue, again, the tiles on the floor leading right into the vanishing point area. Now, in these four paintings, which one of these is one point perspective? There's only one in this grouping which is one point perspective. Which one do you think it is? Pause the video if you want to try and examine them to figure it out. If you chose this one in the lower right-hand corner, that's correct. This is one point perspective. You can see this bridge. Every line on this bridge is leading into the vanishing point area right here. There's a horizon line, orthogonal lines, and a vanishing point. And of these four paintings, which of these, only one has one point perspective? Which one is it? If you chose this one in the lower right-hand corner, you were correct. This one is one point perspective. It's a little unconventional from the other paintings we've been looking at, but you can see the tops of the trees are lined up to coincide with the vanishing point area right here. These fence details and the path details here also line up with the vanishing point. There's a horizon line back there. This is a very nice example of one point perspective just in nature. There's not really any buildings to speak of which give us the orthogonal lines. And then all the other three, while there are some elements of a one-point perspective, like a horizon line and some orthogonal lines, they do not have all the elements that make them a one-point perspective painting. So I hope this tutorial has helped you to understand a little better how to find one point perspective in any painting. Thanks for watching.